Hi everyone, buenos dias, welcome back to my channel. So it is currently 8 a.m. and I'm gonna go ahead and head over to pick up my sister because we are going walking together at one of our local nature centers, and that's how I'm gonna start off my morning before I come back and have my first therapy client at 10 a.m. So I'm pretty much in a hurry right now. Welcome to my channel. We'll definitely sit down and talk a little bit more later, but I'm so happy that you're here. If you're new, definitely hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get going and get our movement in for the day. I'm so excited. Welcome back to my channel. Proper intro time. Welcome back to another day in the life of a therapist vlog. It was so nice to just be able to take some time to care for myself, be in nature. I don't start seeing my therapy clients until Tuesday, and I see them Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And so I thought for today's video we could just hang out and just do a nice chill video. I could talk to y'all about prepping for new clients coming in because it is the new year. So I started off the new year with 5 new therapy clients, and some of those I'm going to be seeing bi-weekly, others monthly. So they end up spacing in nice because some of my other clients have gradually been spacing out as we've progressed through therapy. And so I thought it was a perfect time with the new year to share with you all how I go about doing my free 15-minute consult calls with potential therapy clients, the preparation behind that and leading into the first session and what first session is like, how I structure things, because I know this was something that petrified me, or it was day one as an LPC associate, as a therapist. So I thought I would just bring you all along and share with you all what I do as I'm mentally prepping for my new therapy clients, because I've already gotten to see one of them, which has been really exciting, and so I'm waiting to gradually see my other ones in this coming week. New Year usually is a big time in the therapy world where, you know, clients are seeking out to start their New Year's goals, and for some it is a goal to come to therapy. It's something that they've been wanting to do for a long time. So I thought I would just talk you through what I end up doing, and then later on in the video we'll talk some work updates and then do some little lifestyle things at the end, because I would like to go ahead and just reorganize my bookshelves that are out here in the living room, put out like a spring wreath on my front door. And update number 1 that I have for you all is I ended up getting a new laptop for work because my old one, she is on her last leg, and I am the type of person who truly will use something until it breaks down. I ended up buying the MacBook Pro M3, and listen, I have been a PC girly my whole life, first of all because that's what I could afford. And so I already knew transitioning into Apple was just gonna be, there was going to be a learning curve. I mean, I have my iPhone and right now I'm still using like a super old one. It's like the 5S. I don't even know, like she's been discontinued probably, but it definitely was time. And so I dedicated all of last week to gradually transitioning out of my other laptop and into this one. So I had a day where I just transferred files, gradually started practicing using it. So this week I'm actually going to use it to see my therapy clients, because so far editing on it has been a dream. Like being able to airdrop video clips onto my laptop and streamlining that whole process is game changing, and it has saved me so much time. Will help me be able to make more videos and share that with you all, because as you may have seen in my previous video, I am striving for a video once a week, once every 2 weeks at max. And if sometimes we miss because things get busier, that's okay, but that is the goal. And so far I have been keeping up with it. Sometimes y'all get random uploads on another day, but I'm gradually easing into it, you know, because it had been a while since I had uploaded once a week on this channel. It was just like when I could. But one of my goals, like I said last week, was to give you all my best. Another update is that I ended up ordering some new shoes for walking. I have tried different kinds of shoes. I've tried Brooks, Asics, and Hoka are the ones that I currently use. If you're thinking of getting into running or walking, I definitely recommend them, but more so specifically I would say go in store and try out the 3 different brands, Brooks, Asics, and Hoka, and see which one you like better, because everyone's feet are different, and for some people hoka are very uncomfortable because of their foot shape. I ended up getting some new white hokas and I love them. I used to have the Cloud 8, but I ended up getting the Cloud 9 because the 8 was discontinued, and it has even more cushion now, which is so exciting for me anyways. So part of my little morning routine is going to a local nature center or to a park and walking between 30 minutes to an hour depending on how many clients I have in a day or how I'm feeling, but I try to do that at least 3 days out of the week, and then the weekends are gym time. Specifically cozy hobbies that just help me relax and decompress after work or before work, just to start off my day on a good note too, because especially when you're working from home, it's so important to plan out your days so every day doesn't feel so monotonous. And even if you don't work from home, but something extra that makes the day feel a little bit different and special for you. But you guys, I love being out in nature so much, so those walks just give me the most peace, and honestly it's when I get the most creative ideas. So sometimes I'll be walking and I'll bust out my phone and just start writing on my notes app like little ideas that I get for TikTok videos and things like that. So for anyone who struggles to be creative or has been struggling, that's something that always helps me. I get the best creative ideas when I'm getting movement in. Like I will be on the treadmill at the gym and I will just bust out my phone and start writing down all of my ideas. Anyway, I thought I would just share some of those updates with you all, but let's go ahead and transition over to my therapy office and we can go ahead and talk about consultations and first session. Okay everyone, so welcome to my therapy office. If this is your first time here or first time ever watching any of my videos, if you see me looking over there, it's because I have my laptop here in the corner so I can just read off of some of the things that I wanted to talk to you all about, because if I go off of my own memory, olvídalo, we'll be here forever. So I have some things jotted down that I want to share with you all. So first things first, when it comes to my practice, clients end up booking a free 15-minute consultation, and that is done by phone. I don't do a video call, I do a voice call because that's just a lot less energy for me, because clients are just getting initial information about me, my practice, and potential clients can book that phone call online on my website, or they can also do it by emailing me. Sometimes I don't have any availability on my calendar online where they can book because I'm filled up, or I just haven't updated it because I just recently got filled up. And so sometimes I'll get emails, you know, of clients wanting to work with me, and I'll let them know if I can take them on and when my next availability is. So BTS moments, behind the scenes moments, I'm the one who does my own scheduling. Prior to being a therapist, I worked at different front offices when I was in undergrad and in grad school, so customer service is just a huge part of what I've been used to. So I do it myself because I know that I'm always going to be kind, respectful in what I write, because I know myself, and that's something that I love. Who you have in your front office and who communicates with your clients can either make or break your business. And so this is something for each therapist to really take in consideration with the client population that they're working with. So just creating a good quality, friendly, kind experience for my clients is something that really matters to me, that they know that if they need to reschedule or something came up for them because they're busy, that I'm going to understand. Love having my private practice and it just being me, because I get to be responsible for myself and have full control over the kind of energy and atmosphere that I want to create for my practice. So whenever my clients book their consult call or I end up booking, I ask for their name, phone, and email so I can input that into my EHR program, Simple Practice. And so this is a monthly fee that I pay to have this program, and this is where I do all of my billing, my intake, my notes, everything. The bulk and the bread and butter of my business is my EHR program. It's super streamlined. All of that gets inputted on there, or the client inputs it themselves, and so then they get a generated email that lets them know when their appointment is, what to expect out of their appointment. And so I'll usually start off my consult calls by just saying hi, like a warm welcome, just asking the potential client if this is their first time in therapy, so that way I kind of get a gauge as to if they've gone through this experience before or if it's their first time. If it is someone's first time, I really like to extra explain things because I know that they they've never experienced therapy before. And it's really unfair to expect someone to have a lot of questions over something that they've never experienced before. So I try to offer more explanation as to what's done, what to expect. I usually end up following up with asking, what is bringing you into seeking therapy services with me? And so I'll get a bunch of different details as to what a potential client has been through, where they saw me. And so from there, if they let me know that they've had previous therapy experiences, I'll also ask them what they did like or what they didn't like about that experience. And this is different for everyone. I'll usually get a different answer. Or some clients will say that they did like the experience, but for different reasons they can no longer work with that therapist, or that they completely hated that experience. And I take notes of the things that they didn't like. And from then I'll usually go into asking the potential client if they have questions, concerns about therapy. And most clients will have a few questions to say, and sometimes don't, because it's their first time. And so I'll usually proceed with letting them know if they'd like for me to explain to them what therapy would look like, what a first session would be like, and I'll give them a little summary of what to expect. So I'll kind of break it down for them what first session would be and what follow-up sessions would look like, how we would usually start off the following sessions by first just checking in and seeing how their time has been since the last time I saw them. And then I'll ask my clients, what would you like to focus on? Because oftentimes a lot of Latina clients have just not really been given the opportunity to choose what they wanted, or to be able to feel comfortable enough to voice that. And so that then brings up some things, you know, for some clients, and that alone can become a good talking point for us of why I'm doing this. And that is something that's really important for me to do in therapy, also to explain to clients my approach and why we do things, which leads us into first session. So before I even see my client, I end up sending them the intake paperwork and all of the client paperwork. And this is done right after we hang up our phone call. So usually I'll book that for them after the phone call, or I'll also give them the option and I'll say, would you like some time to think about it, maybe talk to other therapists? And so sometimes some clients will say, yes, you know what, let me think about it, let me have some time, and I'll just let them know to text or email me when they're ready. And for other clients, it's no, you know what, let me book it now, I am ready. So we go through all of that, and then I send them all of the intake paperwork. And I thought I would share with you all of the lovely forms that we send our clients as therapists. So I end up sending, of course, the intake. And so this is something that I've customized for my own therapy clients. And I send them the GAD and the PHQ-9. And these are some questionnaires to suss out their anxiety or depression levels if it exists. And this is just to give me good insight and for them to be able to slowly take their time in working through this and asking themselves questions that maybe they've never asked themselves before. I'll send them a good faith estimate, credit card information form, and authorization form, demographics form, practice policy. Usually I'll start off the first session by just welcoming them again, letting them know that it's really nice to see them and I'm glad that they were able to make it into first session. And right off the bat, I'll ask them, how are you feeling coming in and starting your first therapy session today? And usually I'll get a response like, I'm a little nervous, or I'm super nervous. So I like to reassure them that that is 100% normal. They're meeting a new person, and especially if it's their first time, that is so normal. So I try to just validate and reassure them that it's going to be okay, that we're going to gradually just talk through things, and that we're going to just go at a pace that feels comfortable for them as well. And so again, I just quickly walk through and reaffirm confidentiality. And beyond the therapy practice, that is just so important for a lot of my clients, because they're talking about things that they've never been able to talk about with family members or with the people that have been closest to them. And then we truly begin, and I let them know that I read through their intake, but I'm sure that there is much more to their story and to what brings them in today. And so I asked them to just talk to me and elaborate a little bit more about what's been going on and what brought them here, which then leads us to go through, you know, family background, work background, career, whatever it is that's bringing them in. I tend to get a lot more detail in that first session. And this first session for some would be considered the intake. For me, it's not, because I already have my clients fill out the intake. So half of the session is really geared toward just getting more detail than what was shared on the intake. And then the other part of session, I like holding some space for us to be able to really talk about current things, you know, their current goals that they came into, and being able to at least have them walk away with something, whether that be questions answered, tools that they wanted, resources. And so the second half of session really tends to be a lot more geared toward questions. And I truly love thinking about it similarly to like when I go to the doctor. I want to, at least after my first session, walk away with some knowledge as to how to proceed. And every client is different, where some clients will have questions, will want answers, and other clients might go at a different pace, where maybe they've experienced a lot of trauma, so for them they only get into certain details, and then we gradually learn more and more as sessions progress, because they have a different tolerance level for what they can share. So first session, like I tell clients, is really getting to know them, their pacing, and for them to get to know me as well. So I clarify for my clients that I will be asking a lot of questions and explaining a lot of things to them first session, only because they don't know me and I don't know them. So the more I get to know them, the more we'll know about each other, but just to make sure that I'm understanding them. And so something else that you'll hear me say throughout my first session is, would you like some feedback with that? Or were you just sharing that to share it? But especially session one, so clients can feel at ease that, hey, you know, this therapist is not talking at me. You know, they're trying to really understand and help me feel comfortable and like I'm being listened to. And usually by the end of session, what I tend to hear is that for them, being able to share everything that they did was a cathartic experience within itself. So I'll tend to see the shoulders kind of release, or like a sigh come out, and clients just, you know, feeling peaceful after being able to share everything that they did. Or if the session was more trauma heavy, I'll try to check in between our first session and ask clients, you know, how is your body feeling right now as you're sharing this? Are you tense in any part of your body, or do you feel a little anxious? So in simplest terms, not wanting to re-traumatize someone. So sometimes I'll even stop a client if I notice that, you know, body posture has changed, their facials have changed, which is part of active listening, right? Our job as therapists to see beyond what is just being said. And so again, this is something that clients appreciate, because oftentimes in their personal life, they've been taught to just keep pushing and keep going past their trauma to the point where then come the symptoms, right? And so from the get-go, I want to let clients know it's important to set those boundaries and to have people around who respect those boundaries little by little, and that trust within therapy sessions has to be earned. I don't get to just have that trust just because, you know, I have to really cultivate that trust in sessions for clients who have experienced a lot of trauma, to feel that they can trust me and feel comforted, and that's my responsibility, right? So I talk clients through that, especially clients who have high anxiety, so that they know why I'm asking what I'm asking, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I love it so much. I love being able to see my clients experience validation, or experience the building rapport, like I like to say, building relationship, when they get to actually feel what that feels like. It's definitely super special. I love our job. And so that is what first session tends to look like. And at the end, I will go ahead and book the client's next session, or I'll give them the option to just text or email me if they want to book later on, or they can also book online through their client portal. And that is it. Every session is a little bit different. Foundationally, I do similar things, but that's part of the excitement and anxiety that comes with being a therapist, is that you never know where any session is going to go because of what clients share. And even though I work with a specific client population, every story, even though it may contain some similarities, is still unique. So it just branches off, you know, the more you progress through first sessions and the sessions to come. Each session is so different, and I love that. So it's very different if you have a different approach that has a different type of structure to it, then you know pretty much what to expect. You know each session if clients are coming in and receiving more structured psychoeducation and programming. But like I said, I am person-centered with a culturally sensitive approach, and so very much eclectic. I love pulling from different things depending on my client. So that first session is super important to me because I'm really getting to learn what treatment modalities might be best for my client, and then that leads into treatment planning and what I plan on using. And so with some clients, it is predominantly just person-centered because they want a safe space. That is their goal. I just want a safe space to be able to come in and work through and process just my daily stressors. They just want their safe space and to be able to maybe do some self-exploration. And then with other clients, it might involve some more DBT techniques or brief solution focused therapy, strengths-based approach. So it just depends on each client. And after I get to know them, I think about and do case conceptualization to think about what would work best for them. So yeah, I love it. There are things about our job that are pretty routine, pretty much the same, but the one thing that is never the same is each client session, at least for me, and I love it. I always get so excited getting to work with my therapy clients. Okay, everyone, so now that we've talked about that, I really hope that that just helped give you a little bit of insight or a little bit of an idea, especially for those of you who are in grad school. These were the type of things that I had questions about, like what is it actually like once we start therapy and we start seeing our therapy clients. And depending on your work setting, some places where you go to work, they might have a set structure, but in most cases you get to create that structure for yourself, and especially if you're in private practice. I wanted to share with you all a little update here in the therapy office because I got a new plantita. If you can see, new little plant. I ended up getting a string of pearls, and I used to have one years ago. I tried and failed miserably at caring for it. So if you see, I have a bunch of different plants here in my therapy office. If you can see back here, a lot of trailing plants and a lot of plants that are a lot easier to care for, like some climbing and vine plants also. But I really have wanted to get a string of pearls for a long time, so I ended up getting one at Lowe's the last time me and my husband were there, and now she lives here in my therapy office because my Hoya that I had here before, she kicked the bucket. She did not survive the summer, and it's so sad because I had her for like 4 years, but I'm really excited. She should like this area because this is a south facing window, so a lot of really bright sunlight. I really want to go ahead and put the wreath out in my front door because I ended up having a little bit of self-care time this past week. I just had a really nice self-care evening, and I ended up making a little wreath because I like switching it out seasonally, and I've really liked kind of creating my own and just adding little stuff to my own wreath. It's so much fun. I love having creative projects like that. I'll just roll some footage for you of when I was putting it together. As you all can see, I added a little detachable bow so that way I can change the colors of it if I want. And I was thinking of making like a hot pink one, like a really dark fuchsia. I feel like that would look really pretty like for Valentine's Day and for spring also, but so cute. I can't wait to go put it out by the front door. Having creative projects like that really just helps center me and helps me relax after work and just take that therapist hat off. And we all need to have activities like that that help us disconnect from work, but we care about our clients so much that it can just become very consuming if we don't set healthy boundaries and separate ourselves. So definitely a lot of self-talk as well, because I am a highly empathetic person. When I first got into this career field, it was very hard for me to disconnect from work, especially when I worked as a case manager slash facilitator, because you are firsthand in clients' homes and you were there seeing what they're going through. So it was really hard to disconnect, and I feel like it's a skill that I've gradually been able to practice and get way better at now. So if you are in that current position, do not beat yourself up over it. This is a skill that you gradually build on and that you truly learn to set healthy boundaries, because we know that it's about sustainability, right? And being able to be in this career field for the long haul. So with that being said, we are taking the therapist hat off. I'm not changing clothes, which is the usual routine because I didn't see any therapy clients today. So we're chilling in a t-shirt, not taking that off. If I was seeing clients, that would be the usual routine though, just to have that separation. But the hat is off. We're just gonna have fun for the rest of this video. I have my bookshelves right back here. This is in my living room, and there are a bunch of little gaps where Christmas decor used to go. And so I wanna go ahead and just move some of these books upward so I can add here on the other little corner. Let me see, right here in this empty side, you see there's all this emptiness right here. So I want to go ahead and move some of these books up here, and then I'm going to add our board games over here because right now they are currently in my counseling office in the bottom of a shelf. So I want to go ahead and move them over here. And I have my shelf basically color coded and then organized by genre and color coded. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Trying to share a little bit more of lifestyle things here with you all too, because I know you enjoy seeing like the balance between being a therapist and just being off of work and getting to see what life can be like too. So carving out that time for me to have outside of work is really important and something that I try to create for myself.
Feels like I have been gone
Okay everyone, so I just wanted to hop on and end this video for you all. It is so gloomy out right now. We went from like bright and sunshiny to a gloomy day, and I love gloomy days so much. But if that doesn't tell you what the RGB weather is like, I don't know what does. Thank you so much for watching this video. Definitely stay tuned, because as you are watching this video, I am officially just 2 more weeks away from finishing my direct clinical hours in order to become an LPC, and I am so beyond excited. Thank you for all of your sweet comments in my last videos. It means the world to me. I will definitely be bringing you along for the journey of transitioning from an LPC associate to an LPC and how to apply for that and all of that good stuff. My supervisor says it should be really seamless and pretty easy, so definitely stay tuned for that. This is your gentle reminder to not forget to do something to take care of your own mental health, even if it is something for like 10 to 15 minutes. You do so much for others and for the community, and you also deserve to take care of yourself. Bye everyone, I'll see you in my next video.